Hello students, today we are going to study class 8 science chapter 1, that is crop production and management. In this chapter we are going to discuss about agriculture, types of agriculture, crops and cropping patterns, what are the agriculture practices, what are the implements used for doing crop production, how to increase crop yield, and what are the different foods that we get from animals. So let's start with what is agriculture. So before starting agriculture, let us discuss the importance of food. So food is one of the basic necessities of life for all living organisms. Food is required for growth, development and body repair. It also protects the body against disease. That means food provides energy for carrying out all the body functions such as digestion, respiration and excretion. So among all the living organisms, only green plants make their own food. Animals and human beings depend on plants and other animals for their food. So we get our food from plants and animals. So what is agriculture? Agriculture is an applied science that deals with the mass production of crop plants and animals useful to human beings. So beside crop production, several other related activities like poultry, fishing and sericulture come within the scope of agriculture. So now we will discuss what is crop and types of cropping patterns. So plants of the same kind grown at one place on a large scale are called a crop. For example, crop of wheat means all the plants grown in the field are of wheat and the product of cultivated plant is called crop produce. So what is kharif crops? The crops that are shown in the rainy season are called kharif crops. Kharif crops are sown at the beginning of the monsoon season, that is June and July, and harvested at the end of monsoon season, that is September and October. Kharif crops depend on monsoon rains for growth. Rice, maize, soybean, groundnut, etc. are kharif crops. So what are rabi crops? The crops that are shown in the winter season are called rabi crops. Rabi crops are sown at the beginning of the winter season, October, November, and harvested in March, April. Rabi crops do not depend on monsoon rains for growth. Examples are wheat, gram, pea, mustard, etc. So what are the different agriculture practices? So agriculture practices are activities in a particular sequence undertaken by farmers over a period of time to cultivate a good crops. So what are the different agriculture practices? The first is preparation of soil, second is selection and sowing of seeds, third is adding manure and fertilizers, next is irrigation, crop production, harvesting and storage. So let's start with the preparation of soil. So it is the first step of growing crops. It involves loosening and turning of soil. Preparation of soil involves the two steps, plowing and leveling. So what is plowing? The process of loosening and turning of soil is called plowing or tilling. This is done by using a plow which is either drawn by a pair of bulls or driven by tractor. So what is the importance of loosening of soil? Loose particles hold more water for the longer duration. This helps the roots to absorb more water. Loose soil particles have more air spaces that helps the roots of crop plants to breathe better. Loose soil helps root to penetrate deeper through the layer of soils. This helps to fix the plants more firmly. Loose soils mixes with manure and fertilizers more easily. It helps to remove weeds from the field, etc. So now what is leveling? After plowing, the plow land is leveled and pressed lightly with the help of wooden plank or iron leveler. You can see the type of implement which is used for leveling. A leveler can be driven by animal or by a tractor in the field. So why leveling is done? Because the plow field may have big pieces of soil called crumbs which need to be crushed. Leveling prevents soil erosion. The leveled soil is not blown by wind or rain or by water, and it also helps in the uniform distribution of water and manure. Next is sowing. The process of scattering or putting seeds into the ground is called sowing. Before sowing, good quality seeds are selected. Good quality seeds are clean and healthy, free from infection and disease. So there are two methods of sowing seeds: sowing by hand and sowing by a seed drill. Sowing with a seed drill is considered better than sowing with the hand because the seeds are in regular rows and it saves time and labor. Another is applying fertilizers. Why do we apply fertilizers? So soil supplies mineral nutrient to the crops. These nutrients are essential for growth of plants. Due to economic reasons, farmers grow crops in the same field year after year. Continuous growing of crops make the soil deficient in certain nutrients and the soil loses its fertility. So the soil nutrients should be replenished from time to time, and this could be done by following either natural methods or addition of manure and fertilizers. So what is the basic difference between manures and fertilizers? So let's discuss with the nature of the fertilizers and manure. So fertilizers are inorganic salts and manures are the organic salts. Fertilizers are prepared in factories and manures are prepared in fields by decomposition of animal waste, human waste and plant residues. Fertilizers, these do not hold any humus in the soil, and manures, it provides a lot of humus to the soil. Amount of nutrient present in fertilizers and manures. Fertilizers are rich in plant nutrients like nitrogen, phosphorus and potassium, and manure contains less amount of essential plant nutrients. Fertilizers, these are costly and manures are not expensive. So now irrigation. Next point is irrigation. Why do we do irrigation? So water is one of the most vital substances that support life. Plants contain nearly 90% water, still they need water for their survival because of the following reason. Water is very important for proper growth and development of flowers, fruits and seed of plants. Water is absorbed by the roots along with water, minerals and fertilizer and also absorbed. So the supply of water to the crop plant at regular intervals through sources other than rain is called irrigation. So the time and frequency of irrigation depends on the following three factors. First of all, nature of the plants, nature of the soil and season when the crop grows. So what are the different types of irrigation pattern? So there are types of irrigation is traditional method and modern method. So in traditional method we use many different types. These are the moat, chain, pump, dhekli, rahat, but these nowadays we use the modern method of irrigation. So in modern method of irrigation there are two types of irrigation methods, drip irrigation and sprinkler in system. What is drip system? In this system, holes in pipes allow water to fall drop by drop just at the position of the roots. Water is not wasted at all. This system also saves water loss due to evaporation. It is boon in regions where less water is available. What is sprinkler system? In sprinkler system, water is sprayed on plants using sprinklers. The perpendicular pipes having rotating nozzles on the top are called sprinklers. The sprinklers are joined to the main pipeline at regular intervals. Pumps are fitted in this system for lifting water. When the pump is switched on, the water is lifted and allowed to flow through the main pipe under pressure. So during irrigation, it is necessary to ensure the proper availability of water with adequate drainage in irrigated field. Excessive irrigation causes waterlogging. Due to waterlogging, the air in the soil gets replaced with water, which reduces the supply of air to the roots of plant. This adversely affects the growth of plant. Next is removal of weeds. So how can we protect our crops? First is crop protection. So protection from weeds, the unwanted. So what is weed? So let us discuss what is weed. So what are weeds? So weeds are the unwanted plants that grow along with the cultivated crop in a field are called weeds. So what are the harmful effects of weeds? The growth of weeds in a crop field is harmful because they consume a great amount of nutrients, water, sunlight and space, which is for crop plants. The weeds harbor pests. Crop pests spread various crop diseases. Some weeds produce toxic substances that may be poisonous for animals and human beings. So what is weeding? The process of removing the weeds from crop field is called weeding. So weeding can be done by the different methods. We can use mechanical methods, chemical methods or the biological method. So biological method, what is biological method? Insects or some other organisms that consume and specifically destroy the weed plants are introduced in the crop field. This is called biological control of weeds. In chemical methods, weed killing chemicals called weedicides are sprayed on weeds in the field to destroy or kill them. In culture methods, crop rotation, mixed cropping and intercropping, and mechanical methods, plowing, flooding and burning. Next is harvesting. So what is harvesting? So in harvesting, what do we do? So harvesting, it is a process of cutting and gathering of crops after its maturation is called harvesting. So once the crop matured, it is harvested. In harvesting, crops are pulled out or cut close to the ground. Harvesting in a country is either done manually by sickle or by machine by harvester. So you can see the implement sickle and harvester. After the crop is harvested, the grains are separated from the calf by the process called threshing. This can be done manually by striking the crops against the hard surface or by making farm animals trample the crop. Now what is combine? Combine is also a machine that is used for doing a combine machine performs a dual jobs as a harvester and thresher. Now storage of grains. So after that, how to do the storage of grains? So proper storage of food grains is necessary to get regular supply of food products throughout the year, as proper storage protects the food grains and other agriculture products from pests, rodents and other microbes. Due to improper storage, more than 10% of the crop produce is spoiled in India. So it is stored in silos. So factor responsible for grain loss during storage. How there is a loss of grains during storage. There are two factors, biotic as well as abiotic factors. In biotic factor, there are insects, rodents, birds and mice, and abiotic factors are temperature, moisture, humidity or the container. So measure to prevent grain loss. How can we avoid the loss of food grains? So drying before storage. Food grains must be dried before storage. Maintenance of hygiene, plant product treatment and improved storage structure. So now what is green revolution? So what is green revolution? There has been tremendous increase in the production of wheat crop in India during last 30 years. This is called green revolution. It has made our country self-sufficient of food grains production and has improved the economic condition of farmers. Green revolution is brought about by importing high-yielding varieties of wheat from Mexico. New varieties of wheat with desired characters were developed by cross-breeding methods. Besides giving a high yield, the plants were smaller and stronger and had a better response to fertilizers. Similarly, high-yielding varieties of rice, maize, bajra, sugarcane, etc. were also developed by Indian scientists through cross-breeding. So what is animal husbandry? The science which deals with the breeding, feeding and caring of domestic animals is called animal husbandry. The animals need food, shelter and care for proper growth and food production. We obtain milk from cow, buffalo, goat and camel. Milk is used to prepare many products like butter, cheese, curd and ghee. Rearing and breeding of poultry like hen, duck and turkey for egg and meat is called poultry farming. The production of fish on a large scale by farming fish in fish nursery is known as pisciculture.